Hi, Tom again. Today we're at the Roosevelt Bar and Diner and we're doing some back-of-house techniques, specifically syrups. Now, syrups are a staple of every bar, from the humble, simple syrup to your honey syrup and all bespoke syrups that you can imagine. First off, we're going to talk about simple syrup. There are two schools of thought on how sugar syrup should be created, namely as a hot syrup by dissolving the sugar in water on a stove, or a cold processed syrup which uses agitation to dissolve sugar without cooking it. Now, there has been a lot of noise made extolling the virtues of a cold processed syrup over a hot processed syrup. Now, I personally go for a cold processed syrup. Now, you can argue that for scientific reasons, when heating up sugar, you split the bonds between the sucrose and the fructose molecules and you end up adjusting the texture of the final sugar syrup. However, my reasons for preferring cold processed sugar syrup are much simpler than that. With a hot process, you're putting water and heat into a pan, creating a mess, creating effort, something to be washed later on, and it's double handling. Cold processed sugar syrup is as simple as you see right here. 1-to-1 by weight, not by volume, water and caster sugar. Blitz it in a RoboCoupe. And there you have it. Next, let's talk about cutting thicker syrups with water to make them more friendly for use in the bar. Honey, agave, and maple syrup all have places on the modern cocktail menu. However, their thickness gives them the tendency to stick to your shakers and tools. What you want to do is cut these ingredients, again, 1-to-1 by weight, not by volume, with water, and you have a lovely, easy running product that will clean up without a hassle. Finally, let's talk bespoke syrups. This is an easy way to add new flavors to your cocktail repertoire without the cost output of infusing something into an actual spirit. So, I'll show you here what we're doing, making a lovely cold process hibiscus syrup. Infusing the dried hibiscus flowers into water. And then again, cold processing. If you're using wet ingredients to make syrups, like fresh fruits or dry herbs, you may want to think about pasteurizing your syrups by bringing them up to 75 degrees. This will give them a longer shelf life. So there you have it, a couple of methods on how to make syrups for your own bar.